Alright, here's some more radios out of the hoard. And I've got this little Zenith here. Both of these are quite a lot alike, so I just thought I'd put them in the same video. I'm not going to be working on this one, but I just thought I'd show it. It's a this one we'll save for a future video. It's dead, so we'll get to that. And then this is a Zenith model H722, I believe it is. And it has the 6H06 chassis. And anybody that's looking for schematics for these Zenith, you generally look up the schematic by the chassis number. Usually won't find a whole lot on the model number. And a lot of these Zeniths, only SAMs had these schematics to them. So I don't have any SAMs manuals. I don't have access to a whole lot of SAMs manuals unless they're published online. So, you know, we have to kind of go with our intuition on these things. So, anyway, this radio works, but sounds terrible. So, probably should dig into this and see what all is wrong with it. And this guy here, like I said, it's dead, and it probably has a blown tube filament somewhere, but I don't believe I've done a video on this one, but we'll get to this one at a later date. Alright, and just to show some of the Zenith sets I have that are alike, you know, are basically close to the same thing. I believe all these have the same chassis here. This one we did a video on. This one we did a video on, and it's probably going to be a part set. I believe this one has something wrong with the FM tuner in it. It's got that static in it that I couldn't get out. It sounds like SMD, but it's not SMD. There's some issue with the tuner, and without replacing that tuner, that problem is not going to go away. And you know, this is the one we had to glue the dial and all that back together with. So I think this one's going to be a good part set. We may be able to get our speaker out of this one. And this one here I have not done a video on, but I do have it, and I've had this one for quite a while. It works perfect, and there are really no issues with it. So I don't think we'll need to do a video on this one, but just to show you some of the like Zenith models I have. These are pretty good sets right here.
But the sun is out, skies are
Alright, here is the Zenith playing.
This thing is you, so come on by.
And this is a pretty unique set. It's FM only. There's no AM on this set. It's just an FM set. And that's kind of why I'm kind of holding it back and trying to steer away from parting this one out, because it's just a plain FM only set. Just 88 to 108. I believe this is from around 62 or 63. I'll have to look it up.
Love it. Plus, they're going to love in the month of February.
We're about 500 cash back, 1760 Platinum Reserve Bed Utility Package savings, and 1,000 bonus cash on select trim. Take delivery from new dealer stock. ProPilot Assist is an available feature.
You can hear it. It's pretty.
Always monitor traffic conditions. Keep both hands on the steering.
Pretty distorted. Got a real rattly sounding speaker in it.
More information. Ends 35.
Was this even possible? Turns out the old guys in this unit have been part of a special test group for a doctor-formulated fountain of youth drink called Patriot Power Greens. Patriot Power Greens has been...
More reason for the Firehouse subs every day. Introducing the Daily Sub Special. Every day, get a medium sub of the day for just $5.55. They kick it off with Meatball Monday and finish...
Alright, let's go ahead and pull the back off of it and see what we got to work with here. I believe it's the speaker that's bad on it, but we'll dig into this a little bit further and see what's going on. Alright, so on this one you'll need to pull your knobs up. It's got a stay clip in it there, so you won't be able to pull them out, so don't try not to force them out. And this here, it has a clip in it as well, but you can pull this one loose when you pull the chassis. It'll pull out from there, it should, as long as it's not froze up too bad. And you know, of course you'll need to take your back cover off, and you're gonna have, if I can get in here, you're gonna have 2 screws, one here and one here, and then there's another one that's gonna be hard to show with the cover. There's another one that is right there on the bottom of that tuner assembly there. And like I said, you'll need to probably stick your fingers in here and pull back to disengage that dial plate there, and she should just pull right out. Alright, and don't forget your 2 speaker leads there. Alright, and here's the chassis out of the cabinet here. Looks like it has a selenium rectifier in it, which we'll need to check. Let's see what's going on with that. And just your volume potentiometer and your tuner control there for knobs. No band switch because it's FM only. And here's the bottom of it. Looks like all disc capacitors. There shouldn't be a whole lot of trouble with this thing, hopefully. I'm not really a big fan of these tuner controls after working on that other one that has that static problem. Like a lot of the stuff we were chasing in the IF cans ended up being this tuner. But anyway, I didn't notice any static on this one, so hopefully we're good to go as far as that is concerned. One thing that's kind of interesting that I noticed is in this cabinet here, this hole here for a band switch, which isn't there. Apparently they used the same case for these as they did the AM/FM models, and to cover up the hole, all they did here was put this little Zenith, pop-in Zenith symbol there, and cover the hole. So it's for the FM only models. And here's our speaker, which I believe to be bad, but I'm gonna check that here in a minute and find out if that's actually the problem or not.
Was even made. The FBI says it got a tip last month that the shooter might be planning an attack, but it didn't investigate.
Okay.
The person who was close to him called the FBI and...
So I've clipped in another speaker here.
Meanwhile, the president is heading to Florida today and will likely meet with some of the victims' families and first responders.
This one's out of that other cabinet.
Have been charged for trying to meddle in the 2016 presidential election.
So sounds a lot better. So I think a lot of our problem is the speaker. And I've also been monitoring the voltage on this selenium rectifier here, and looks a little low. That voltage should be up around 125 to 130 volts. The schematic here, and of course I did eat my words on them being available only through Sam's. This one was in Beatman's, so the voltage here is supposed to be, because you got your power line coming in, and then you got this resistor here, which is here, goes into the selenium rectifier. AC goes in, DC comes out. And this one says, I can't tell whether that's 135 or 136, but it's, I believe it's 135, and we're sitting at 113 volts. It's been playing for about an hour now, and it slowly came up. It was 111 when I started, so it's slowly coming up, but I think that selenium rectifier is weak and needs to be replaced. So we'll go back with a silicon diode to replace that, and put a dropping resistor in line with that, so we don't fry any tube filaments. Alright, we got our rectifier diode installed on a terminal strip here. We're playing, obviously. And we got our little NT 125 rectifier diode there. Got our anode pointed towards the line cord, and the cathode pointed towards the radio. This is the way they have it laid out on the schematic diagram here of the selenium rectifier there. So that's the way we have it done, and I've been in the process of picking our dropping resistor here, and I settled on a 50 ohm, which this is actually a 51 ohm here. And I want to take this opportunity to give a shout out to a friend of mine and tell him thanks for his donation of resistors here. My friend of mine named Curtis, you know who you are, you watch my videos from time to time, and we appreciate your generous donation of all these resistors here. He likes to organize them by the first color code of each resistor, which brown is 1, 2 is red, 3 orange, and so on. And they all just kind of fall down to each value in each bag, but we went through this 5 bag here and found quite a few of these look like about 3 waters, 51 ohm resistors, and we were able to make our proper selection for our dropping resistor. So thank you again, Curtis. All right. So anyway, we've got this, and we're running about a, if you can see that because of the glare there, about 132 volts. So that's about where we need to be at, and so I think I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in line. I've been playing it for about 2 hours, and the resistor gets warm but doesn't get really all that hot, so I think we're going to be good to go here. Alright, we got our diode and resistor soldered in place right there, and I'm monitoring the voltage. We're still about 132. So anyway, let's get on and move on to the speaker here. I did hook that speaker up, and it rattles something terrible, so this is definitely something that needs to be changed, but we're going to have to do some slight modifications to this speaker. It's the same speaker more or less, but they got this cutout here for the volume knob. The volume knob comes in where this tab would get in the way, so we're going to need to take a pair of 10 snips and cut this off like they do here. And then also these holes are much smaller here than these are here. These are meant to slip down over these little you know, whatever they call those. Anyway, then they're gonna have to slip over those little plastic shafts, and so in order to get this speaker to do that, we're gonna have to drill these holes out bigger to get them to accommodate the new mounting tabs. All right, well, we're
working with the Russians.
we have it on the FM side of the what is it, 1340 or 1240, excuse me.
Imaginable and paid any amount of money.
And the reason why that is because I don't want the copyright police to have a heart attack if I scan by and some music's playing. So
thank you both for being with us.
anyway, run a check on the. I checked all the resistors in here, and everything looks good. Believe it or not, all these resistors in here check out. So that is a testament to Zenith quality. And not sure about this filter cap, but I'm not going to mess with that because it's mounted and these things are a pain to change. So until I have a reason to change it, I'm just going to leave that. Everything checks out good. It picks up, it's got good reception across the band. So I don't think I need to align it or anything. I'm not going to really mess with that. So I think the next thing to do is just check the tubes and see what kind of condition they're in. I believe they're all original Zenith tubes.
You're right, this is completely separate.
Yep, I believe they're all original Zenith. Alright, so this is the 19 T8 tube, which is the discriminator tube in this set. Also doubles as the first audio tube, and it's checking kind of marginal according to this tester. So let me see what else I got. Alright, this one checks a little bit better, but not much better. So I don't know, if it's this tester or what it is. Some tubes and some testers don't like each other sometimes, so I don't know, but this one's a little bit stronger. I'll just go with this one here. Alright, so this is a 50C5 audio output tube. It checks strong, way over there at 80 plus, so nothing wrong here. And one thing that I noticed is all these tubes, I don't know if you can see that, were dated mid 1962. Let's see. Ooh, I can't hardly read it. Factory code 274. I think I've smudged it, but I believe that's the 39th week of 62. And these are, some of them are dated the 31st and 32nd week of 1962. So it definitely a 62 model set. I believe all these tubes are original. So there you have it. Alright, and here is the 12BA6, one of the 12BA6s, and checking about 62. Not too bad. Still good. Yeah, about 62. Alright, and here's a second 12BA6, which is used as both the IF tubes in this set, and it's checking about the same, about 62. Alright, here's a 12AU6. It's used as a limiter in this set, and it checks about 73. Not too bad. Good tube. Alright, 12DT8, which is the RF and converter tube, RF amplifier converter tube, and it's a little over 60. Between pins 6 and 7, then you have to go from 1 and 2, and that one's about the same. So it's not the strongest tube, but it's not bad, so keep it in the set. Alright, got it back together and playing here. We'll do a band scan of it.
See Florida High School.
15 p.m. every Monday through Friday with members of public affairs.
I'm ready to get back on the fabulous.
I always say yes to Go Squeeze for that.
That online address again is Sykes.com.
I'm taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. Say my chick on the side says she got one. Now that really was just me then too.
Hey, I'm gonna double that.
Up until the crocodile rock away.
Get out of work, drive a loan trap, have high payments? We could change that. So why don't you just keep your tax?
I really know your love will be let
And enjoy your holiday weekend. We'll see you back here on Tuesday, back home inside the PDS.
100.1 No Fair.
keep it 100.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. 13 Russians and 3 Russian entities are charged with taking part in an elaborate plot to interfere with the American political process. The indictment...
Let's see. You can tell that it's got the AFC.
In the name of Hillary Clinton.
It's all auto AFC.
Brought by Special Counsel Robert Mueller.
You can kind of tell. It just kind of sucks in the station.
Broadcast from the Jones Buick.
See, it just kind of sucks in the station. So it's all auto AFC on all the time.
Around the world.
Those stories are coming up after these news headlines.
I guess that's one thing that's kind of not so good about it is a non-switchable AFC. They could have at least put that here. They got the switch hole to do it with.
As I said, the 16th of February, this one is glad as always.
But a little, something a little more rare. An FM only set. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So anyway, we've got it repaired and everything looks good. It's a nice, healthy set, and we appreciate everybody watching.